All right. So, one of the questions that I've been getting recently is, look, there are millions of gods. Why do you think that you have the right one? Actually, the way an atheist pointed it out to me recently, there are exactly 5,700 gods invented by man. Why do you think that you have the right one? Well, the guy didn't really know what he was talking about. I mean, the Hindus have at least 450 million gods. So, why do we think that we have the right one? Well, the unique thing about Christianity is that it is independently verifiable. The events that happened in the Bible can be uncovered with historical, archaeological, and scientific precision. When we read the pages of the Bible, if the Bible talks about a battle, or if it talks about a secular ruler, history records that these battles and these secular rulers didn't exist. No, it records that they did exist. When history does not record that a battle existed, a lot of the times atheists or skeptics of the Bible would like to say, well, maybe those battles that are recorded actually happened, but the rest of the Bible is just mythology. Well, unfortunately, as new evidence is uncovered and as time goes on, the more historians and archaeologists read and study, the more we find out that everything in the Bible that can be verified by history and archaeology ends up showing that the biblical record is correct and that the skeptics were wrong, such as when the skeptics said, look, the Bible talks about the Hittites. Hittites don't exist. There's no mention of them in history. Well, now archaeology's uncovered scores of Hittite libraries, and Hittite culture is now subject of much archaeological understanding, even though at the turn of the 19th century, there was no record yet of the Hittites. But archaeology, history eventually caught up to the Bible and understood that the Bible is completely accurate. History's not complete. Science is not complete. Archaeology is not complete. But every time we get a new piece of the puzzle, it always ends up verifying the biblical picture. More than that, there's the prophetic evidence. And we can see from how the Jewish prophets foretold, look, there's going to be a guy. He's going to be born of a virgin. He's going to die, and yet after he dies, he's going to see the light of life and see the offspring of his covenant. And he's going to do all these wonderful things. And then guess what? On the exact moment in history when the prophet Daniel said that Jesus would arise, ta-da! He did. It's absolutely astounding to me that people could look at the evidence, that people could look at all of the different lines of verification that we have for the Bible, and yet, how can you say that your God is true when there are so many hundreds of millions of them? But that's why I really want to encourage people to check out the evidence for themselves, because it's not that we follow cleverly invented fables when we talk about Christianity. But we are following God as He has truly revealed Himself to be. And so when we follow the Christian God, when we believe in the Bible, we can be confident that we are following the only true and living God.